Hello. Oh. Hello. Welcome to this new video. Today is such a beautiful day. Such a beautiful sunny warm day. Sunny but not hot, which is great. And I do want to do a couple of things. I already cleaned my studio because it was super dirty because I didn't have time. And now I want to make a couple of handmade sketchbooks, which I have been craving. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, I just can't stop looking at my studio because everything is so clean now as it was before. Because it was so bad, genuinely. And yeah, I'm gonna start. So I want to start by showing you some of the already sketchbooks that I have done. That was the first one that I made, and it is thick. This is some other that I didn't never use, and it is already broken, but it still works, I guess. This is one of the most recent. Actually, I'm not sure. This is the materials that you'll need: a needle, thread, whatever kind of thread, glue, a cutter or scissors, paper, and the paper. Now you want to start by ripping the pages of your paper that's going to be inside of your sketchbook. I took mine from some blocks and some big sketchbooks that I had. Something that you need to have in mind is that the size of the paper that you choose will be the half or the quarter of your sketchbooks, is depending on what you choose, but really need to be conscious of that as we will fold it by half. Now at this point you could already be ready to sew this paper. However, I really want to make these sketchbooks little tiny pocket versions, so I'm still gonna fold it by half. So what I'm doing here is that I will fold them by half the entire page. I will cut it from that fold, and then I will fold it again by half. So this will give me really tiny sketchbooks, which is what I want. But again, you can really choose the size of your sketchbook as whatever you want. And again, as I mentioned earlier, I am cutting them again because I want my sketchbooks to be a little tinier. I want them to be pocket-sized, just so they are a little bit more easy to use. And I also started by separating these in groups. As I am doing 3 sketchbooks, I will separate all the paper that I have in 3 parts. Because I want to make 3 sketchbooks out of it, but this really depends on you. If you just want to make your own sketchbook, just one, well, you are allowed to use all the paper as long as it isn't much, because we are going to sew it on the most simple way. So yeah, just make sure it's not that much paper. So that's also why I'm dividing it. Hi, it's been a couple of days since I don't film anything for this video. I low-key forgot that I was filming a tutorial, so let me show you what my sketchbooks are looking like. Also, please look at my outfit from today. It's so cute. I have to show it to someone since I'm not going out of my house today. Okay, anyway, this is what my 3 mini sketchbooks look like. I put a paper clip onto them just so they don't get mixed, but this is how they're looking. I haven't done anything to them because I just didn't have the time, but today. Okay, so I found these pieces of cardboard. However, it has to be thin paper since we are going to only sew it once. So yeah, I recommend you to look for a thin paper. As long as it is thicker than your actual pages of your sketchbook, it is fine in my opinion. But yeah, just you want to make sure that it is foldable and that you can pass through it. How like for example, this one is way too thick. As you can see, is one of those blocks that are on the back of the paper blocks, and this is from a cookie box that I grabbed from my kitchen. It is a little bit thinner and it is more flexible, as you can see here. So I think this is what I'm going to use for one of them, and the rest of them I'll figure it out. Okay, so in this part we are going to make sure that all of our pages are together, like intertwined. I don't know how to explain that, but we are going to open one of the pages and put all of the others open inside too. Basically, as you're watching the video, I hope it makes sense. That's where we're going to sew it by, right in the middle. So that's why we're going to do that. Now, with one of the pages of the sketchbook, we are going to measure how much cardboard we are going to need for our paste. And once you have that out, make sure to cut it, making sure you leave just a little bit extra just in case. As you can see, I didn't cut clearly and I did many mistakes, but I try to fix them in post. So basically what I did is that I cut the excess of the paper with a cutter, so that fixed it all. And this is a point where you can already add decorative paper to your paste, as we will be already sewing it. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Maybe I'll Google it after it. But yeah, I also added a page from a piece of paper on the inside of the sketchbook, as I want the whole thing to look so pretty. I also added an elastic piece just so it closes a little bit more cutesy, and this is where I started to sew it. I couldn't find the clip where I started to do that, but do not worry, I later filmed that correctly. Now, this is the second sketchbook. I chose to cut some pieces of the paper that I have and to make that a little bit of a collage. I don't know if this counts as a collage, but this is what I chose to do for the cover. And yeah, when you cut it, just make sure to leave a little extra amount just so you can cover the borders. And that's it, you glue it on to the cardboard piece. I am using liquid glue. However, I think you can also use a stick glue or whatever kind of glue you have, as long as it's not that thick and it's not that thin. I am using Mod Podge, which is water-based, so yeah, just so you know. I also try to make the holes of the thread earlier, because on the last sketchbook I forgot that I had to do that, so I didn't, and it was a lot harder. However, it really depends on how thin or thick your sketchbook is, the amount of paper that you put it in. That will really define how hard it is for you to stick the needle on it. I also added this cover. I don't know how it's called, this little thing to cover the spine of the sketchbook. I have to mention that this one is my favorite. It was my favorite of them three, because I just love these colors, and I cannot wait to show it to you how it looks in the end. But yeah, you just stick the needle. You just stick the needle as you would on a pen or whatever. If you've never used a needle before, I do recommend you to be really careful. Even if you have, because I cut myself a couple of times because it was so hard to cut through the paper. So yeah, just make sure to do everything carefully, so yeah, so you don't get harmed. But anyway, remember, here I was doing the cover, and I also added another piece of my handmade paper. I did this handmade paper with a neck carton that was green. So I really like the way it turned out. It's not that easy to draw on it because it has a lot of texture, but it is also like very thin. So yeah, for this sketchbook I try to mark the points where my needle would pass through. So this is what you should do in order to be more careful. This is what I had done before in my other sketchbooks, but I swear this time I don't know why I forgot. But yeah, once you have the holes already punched through, you are going to go through with the needle. Again, you just make a knot in the end and pass it through as any other stitch. I don't know how to explain it. If you want I really didn't go into detail about this because I didn't do anything really hard. However, if you want a little bit more explanation, I'll try to leave a tutorial for you so you don't get that lost if this is your first time. But I feel like that was pretty much it. Like, I didn't have any trouble sewing it. And for this last sketchbook, I also added more magazine paper because I love it. So I just finished making these little books and I am so happy. Like, I'm genuinely so happy at the way they turned out. I'm just going to show them to you real quick. So this is the first one. I added an elastic string for you to close it comfortably, and I am going to show it, and I'm just going to open it. And this is how they look on the inside. It has this green handmade paper that I made out a while ago, well, a couple months ago, and yeah, it's there. I really like it. It's so cute, so tiny. The second one, I think it's my favorite. It's so pretty. I genuinely love these colors. Look at it. Let me take this clip off. This is how it looks on the front. Actually, you can use it whatever side you want. And this is on the back. And when you open it, I think I love this one. It has a galaxy, well, planets, and then this part from a paper that I use that says Jupiter, which is Jupiter. But yeah, I love this one so much. It's so pretty. I love the cover. And yeah, I wish I had put more elastic, but I didn't have any left. So I guess it'll be like this. And this is the last one. If you were wondering why am I in a hurry, it's because I'm hungry and I need to go eat. I was doing this, so of course I had to finish first, so then I could go and rest. But yeah, this is the last one that I made. It says Ultra. I love it. I genuinely feel like it's giving I don't know what it's giving, but I really like it actually because of the Ultra. And on the inside, it also has handmade paper, the green one. And yeah, that's it. I mean, I love the way they turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments. What could have done better? What could have been done better? Let me know if this was useful or if you have any tips or suggestions or whatever. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Also, please don't forget to check out my Instagram because I do post a lot of pictures of my sketchbook spreads and a lot of what I'm doing usually, a little more often than here. I usually try to post a couple times a week. Not all the time I do it, but I try to most of the time. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you on the next one. All my links are in the description. See you. Bye. Mwah.